Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today, in our program, Leaves from Gora's Life, written by Dr. Sharma Marla from West Germany, I am going to continue the chapter Atheist Politics Emerge. Later, in 1967, Gora contested for a seat for the state assembly and he got more voters. There were more of his friends contesting at that time on the principles of partylessness and pompousness. They never cared for the votes. Of course, they got a good number of votes, but still they were bringing to the forefront the principles of partylessness and pompousness. They thought that they should bring it before the public, so they contested the elections in 1952 and later also. They are very happy that they educated the people. They limited their election expenses because the election expense is a source of all corruption. The candidate spends usually more than rupees 1 lakh for election propaganda, and after the election, he wants to make 4 or 5 times the amount which he invested. So the election expenses convert the election into a business. When a minister or a representative of the people wants to recover the amount which he has invested, he has to corrupt all under him to recover that amount. That's how corruption starts on account of the behavior of the elected representatives of the people. Gora and the atheists want to expose the evils of democracy, and so they contested the elections. Atheism is commonly considered to be a philosophical discussion only of academicals' interest, but they were anxious to show that atheism is a way of life comprising social, cultural, economic, and political and every aspect of life. So instead of confining themselves only to discussions and several meetings which Gora was holding earlier in the 30s, what it came to 1950s, they took up a variety of programs all based upon the fundamental atheistic principle that the individual is the master of his situation and is free. Politically, they took up the slogan, people are masters, ministers are servants. This created a lot of awakening. The common people usually think that the heads of the states, the presidents, the ministers, and the rulers are superior. The word ruler itself signifies that, and also that the people who are ruled are subjects. They show that the common man is subordinated to the ruler. They wanted to set this right. This relation between the individual and the administrator as a ruler is wrong. The government is created by the people of paying considerable section of the people, and if they withhold taxes or withdraw cooperation, any government is bound to collapse. So the real master in any government is the citizen. It is wrong to call him a subject. He, in fact, common man, is the ruler in a democracy. The ministers and the elected representatives are only servants to the people. So they gave the slogan, people are masters and ministers are servants. That made people think. They wanted to educate people in the freedom of the individual. More and more people got involved in the programs that they took up. The fundamental principle is that the common man is the master of his situation. He is the master of the economic system. He is the master of his governmental administration, and he is the master of his social customs. If he feels them inconvenient, he can change them. He is the master. That was their suggestive everywhere. Through their programs, they have been educating the people to show that the government belongs to the people. And regarding the bundle of flags, every party has got its own flag. They bundled up flags of the different political parties and said all these flags together can be representative of the people and not a single party. Most of the parties represent the people, but there are people outside the political parties also. So to that bundle of flags, they added a flagless pole representing the people who did not belong to any party. The flagless pole was very interesting to the people. They said, it is not the flag that matters, it is not the color that matters, but it is the pole that matters. In the gatherings, there were always a lot of illiterates, and so the bundle of flags helped very much to explain their program. And regarding the third class travel, in trains, there are compartments of first class, second class, and the third class. The rich are traveling in the first class, and the third class is always overcrowded. The ministers traveled in the first class, while the common people traveled in the third class compartments. When it is considered that the minister is a servant and representative of the people, he ought to lead an ordinary life and not to take to special comfort. So Gora and his team went to the railway stations whenever a minister was traveling. They approached the first class compartments and tried to pull that minister out of his first class compartment and to get him into the third class. The police first seemed to enjoy the joke when they said that the minister is a servant and that is real masters of the people, and that it is immoral for a minister to travel in a first class compartment when the people are cramped in a third class compartment. Gora and his team were often arrested when entered the railway station. They had some dialogues with the ministers, but several times when they went to the railway stations, they were put in the police lockup. On one occasion, they were not allowed to go to the platform, though they had the platform tickets with them. The police had the order to keep them outside the railway station. Apparently, the policeman also was disgusted with the behavior of the ministers. So he said, "Look, when the minister comes, I will leave you." Strangely, when the minister was going to the platform, the policemen who were there catching Gora's hand and keeping him back left him, and Gora could reach the first class compartment. The minister was surprised, and the policeman was just walking along with Gora or running behind him crying, "This man escaped," without catching him. This was a game for a couple of minutes till a police officer rushed and pushed Gora out. This shows how the common people were disgusted with the behavior of their elected representatives. Only Gora showed people the way, and this way is by the open method of satyagraha, the open method to go to the platform and to persuade under the eyes of the police officers and all these people to travel in the third class. Many a time, Gora got the information in advance from newspapers about the name of the minister and the time of his travel. So, large crowds gathered at the railway station to witness their satyagraha, and wide publicity was given. Then public did not consist of atheists, but the atheists were conducting the movement and gained popular sympathy. The common people might be praying to God and might be theistic, but they knew the atheists were very sincere in their attempts and were doing good work in the interest of the common people. And from here, I shall continue in the next episode again. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Positive Atheism English channel presented by Dr. Samaram Multi-Channel Network, which has more than 18 crore views, and click the bell icon for notification of our new videos.
Please download Samaram Multi-Channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store, and subscribe to the channels.